evening. How was your day so far?
Yes, my day was good so far.
Okay.
We met
Yeah, the day is
yesterday and today again we are meeting, so I'm very happy.
same here, same here. I was so happy to see your name today also. Yeah, so have you gone through the session note today? Tell me.
No, no, no.
You have not. Okay, all right. See, this is a topic I don't know how comfortable corporate employees will be to talk about this. The last time I spoke to somebody about this topic, pleased to say that man was not pleased about this. Okay, so this is about basically this culture. This basically reflects the corporate culture. Okay, it's the note is called yes boss. Now basically it means
It's
yes.
it's like it's for them to think that what is good and what is bad. They can understand that maybe I have some genuine problem. That is why I'm rejecting his request. So we should not think on someone's behalf actually.
There are some people at your workplace, and every workplace for that matter, who will say yes to anything and everything the boss asks of them. And in that situation, they overcommit themselves to work. And then, when they are not able to meet up to that expectation, it becomes a problem for them, their team, and everybody in general. There are some people at your workplace, and every workplace for that matter, who will say yes to anything and everything the boss asks of them. And in that situation, they overcommit themselves to work. And then, when they are not able to meet up to that expectation, it becomes a problem for them, their team, and everybody in general. Okay, so this is the basic, I would say, description of the topic. So, do you wish to speak about this, or we can change it to anything else? No problem about that.
No, you can ask me questions about the topic.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, the, the reason I was hesitating a little, you might be feeling like, why doesn't she want to talk about this? This is not about me, trust me. The last learner I brought this up with, he was himself the branch manager of some other place, okay? And he was very pissed off. Like, I could understand with the way he was speaking, he did not want to talk about this. So I just made sure you were okay
Okay.
with it. Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. So you tell me, there's this basic thing called boundaries, right? The boundary that differentiates or demarcates your personal life from your professional life. So, personally, I believe that work should be left at the doorstep of your house. You should not carry the burden of your professional work into your personal life because that just, eats up a lot of time from it. Now, there are some people who cannot do this. Some of them who would struggle to have a difference between the two. These are basically people we call as people pleasers, right? Ones who cannot
Yeah.
say no. So, why do you think people struggle to say no sometimes? What is the reason?
Sometimes happens with me as well.
Okay.
I also hesitate to say no, even though in my mind, like I'm saying no 1,000 times. But
Hmm.
sometimes I think that it generally it happens when someone asks me for a favor.
Okay.
So even if I know that no, it will eat up a lot of my time after finishing my work. I have to do maybe his work, or maybe I have to go somewhere on behalf of him. Uh,
Hmm.
so I think that they think that I am able to help them. That is why maybe they are asking a favor from me. And if I say
Hmm.
no, which I can, but it can hurt them and it will not harm me. Like I can do that. Maybe I have to go out of my comfort zone sometimes, or maybe I have to do some extra work. So yeah, I have to manage those things, but still it will not harm me in any case. So these kind of thinking I have sometimes. So and again, if like as you said, boss and the higher management, someone if they tell me to accomplish a work, so there is no way to say no, right? Like you can't say no. No, like you have to say like, yeah, sir, I will do. But like, so it's like that. Like in my office, it's we cannot say no, but we can say that yeah, I will try my best, and let's see how much I can do today. And if it's not possible for me to complete the work today, then maybe I can do that tomorrow.
Hmm.
And in the fast, in the like first hour I will send you the assignment or maybe the work.
Yes, absolutely. See, the things that you just told me, it is absolutely what I do. I try to help people as much as I can because, well, I think that if I can make somebody's life easier, it is better. Like, what good will come if I have completed my work? I'm sitting quietly, and this person is struggling with everything, right? We can help each other and grow. That is okay. But there are days when there's a lot on my plate as well, and I am pretty sure I won't be able to manage a single second extra to help somebody else. In those situations, even though it is a little sad for the other person to hear that somebody is rejecting their ask for help, it is important in order to ensure that whatever you are doing gets completed not just on time but with a good quality of work as well, right? That matters too. So yeah,
Yeah,
this is
yes.
the thing I believe in. And I've been doing this not just with my classmates, but with my professors also. Like previous year only, there was this one professor of mine, and she had this habit of not taking attendance on her own. Okay, I had to take the attendance for her in the sheet. So there was this time because of this, I was getting late to the next period consecutively for 2 3 days. So that professor of mine, like it's under the same department, but then there are different professors for different dissertation papers. So the second professor got really mad at me one day and she's like, why don't you tell her that you can't do it every day? It's her job, not yours. And then I thought it's right. Just because she's my professor doesn't mean I can't tell her. So next time when ma'am asked me, I said, ma'am, I'm really sorry. If you want me to do it, you'll have to wait for 1 more hour because I have a class right now. And if I am late, then professor gets very angry. So I'll finish the class, I'll come back and I'll do this. Since then, she didn't ask me to do it, and
Yeah,
I thought she'd be angry or something, but it worked out good. So yeah, I think
yeah.
people
Actually, we think
understand.
a lot.
Yes, we
Yeah,
overthink and
we think
overanalyze.
actually, yeah, we think on behalf of them actually, because
Yes,
it's like it's for them to think that what is good and what is bad. They can understand that, yeah, maybe I have some genuine problem, that is why I am rejecting his request. So we should not think on someone's behalf actually.
absolutely, absolutely agreed, 100%. Okay. But then, even though we say all these things that we should do this, we should do that, there are times when we end up crossing ourselves itself. Like we end up contradicting ourselves. So, has it ever happened that you wanted to say no desperately, but you had to say yes to something? Could be at a professional
Yeah,
front, could be at a personal front, doesn't matter. If so, please tell me
yeah.
how did it go?
Yes, because I'm a very lazy person and I don't want to go out, especially on Sundays, because Sundays for me are like the rest days. I used to not study also. Sunday means I
Okay.
will not do anything. I will not follow the timetable. I will wake up at when I want and I will do what I want to do. But then, many friends used to call me and ask me to go out with them for shopping or maybe um, to watch something. Like, so if it is for to watch a movie, then I'm okay. But otherwise, to go with someone for the shopping, I used to not like that. But again, because I knew that one day maybe I also need her to go with me. So if I do not go with her now because she needs my help, then when I need it, I will not get that. There were many instances where I had to say yes, even though I did not want to.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Uh, okay. Have you heard of this thing called role conflict?
Role conflict. No.
Mhm. Okay. So it's a very interesting concept, all right? It reminded me with what you said right now. So you as a person are Jaya Ghosh. Okay. But if you think about your roles in everybody else's life, you will understand that you're somebody's daughter, you're somebody's wife, somebody's mother, somebody's employee for that matter. Okay. So you have different roles in your life that you're expected to play. And of course, the kind of role you will play as a mother is definitely not similar to the kind you will play as an employee, right? Again, your duties as a daughter are very different from your duties as a wife. Of course,
Yes.
makes sense to this point? Yes.
Yes.
Now, the moment when one role of your life comes in conflict with the other, that is a role conflict. So, let's suggest that you have a very important meeting at your workplace, okay? So it's some sort of presentation that you have to present, like it's the yearly audit or something, anything that's relevant in the banking industry. I'm not quite sure of that, okay? So it's the very important, and you have to go to work, but your son is running a high fever, and you need to stay at home and take care of him as well. So imagine the situation, it's a very bad one to be in, and I hope it doesn't happen to you. But it is a situation where you would face a severe role conflict. That as an employee, your priority is something, and as a mother, your priority is something else. In that case, you will have to choose between the two. Which one you want to prioritize in the given situation and compromise with the other one. Right? So, this is what a role conflict is. Have
Yeah,
you
yes.
faced this
Now
situation
I
before?
understood. No, I haven't faced this situation before, but yeah, as I said, like it can happen with anyone. And I think that I think I love my baby a lot, like all mothers do. But
Yes.
in that case, I would stay with my baby and I will not think about the work. Now, let me tell you why. Because over the past 6 years, I have understood one thing, that there is nothing called deadline, like in my sector, especially. If
Okay.
somebody tells me that you have to submit it now, so that now can be extended to I don't know for how many days, and it's a reality.
Okay.
Yeah, we get panicked and we think that how we are going to complete it, but I know that it is going to extend. In my mind, I know that. So that is the reason why I'm not worried about these kind of things, because any, like audit, if you talk about audit, it can be done without me, without my presence. It can be done by anyone. You have to do all the work prior, much prior to the like audit date. So like if everything is done by me, then there is no need for me to be present. That anyone from my branch can be there, and I will be available over phone. Like if you need something, you can call me and I can make you understand. So yeah,
Well, it's really nice that your workplace, I wouldn't call, I don't know what to call it. Is it a loophole? Is it a flexibility? I'm not really sure. Whatever it is,
whatever it is, it's a good thing.
yes, it works out in your favor at least. So that's good. Because,
Yeah.
one of my very early memories, so see, I was raised by working parents, okay? Both my parents were working ever since the time I was born. So it was mostly up until the time I was in second standard, not even second, first standard. Up until 6 years of age, I was mostly raised by the ayahs that used to come and babysit me at home, right? Like they used to stay
Yes.
up until the time my mother returned from office, like from school. She was a school teacher. She still is a school teacher, by the way. So she used to come back at around 2:30 in the afternoon, and they used to leave at that point. Okay. So I remember there was this one particular day that my mom had to go. My father was not here. He was on a business trip to Bhutan. Okay. I was living with my mother, my grandfather, and there was this one maid who used to come every day. So my mother had to leave because she had her PTM on that day, parent teacher meeting, and she
Mhm.
was a class teacher. Now, obviously, being a class teacher, you can't skip the meeting. It's going to be a havoc in school. And I was running very high fever. And my grandfather was obviously very aged, and the maid had taken a holiday that day. So it was a complete mess because why I remember this so vividly is I was clinging onto her sari and I was crying not to let her go. And she later on when we talk about this now, she tells me that every time I remember that day, my heart breaks because that was the first time I felt that maybe I'm failing as a mother. And to be very honest, it was not even her fault. It was something completely very unfortunate which she could not avoid. But yeah, this is one
Yeah,
of the
yes, I
memories I
can
have
understand.
very vividly. You know it happens with children, right? I do remember one particular
Yeah,
scene
yeah,
from faded away memory. So I remember this very vividly. So yeah, it just reminded me of
yeah,
that. Because my mother, she could not say no at that point. And this was a huge role
I can
conflict that she
understand.
had to face. So yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
remembered right.
yeah. So I think that, so there is a, like, not big difference, but a difference between public sector and like government and
Exactly. That is
private
what I was
sector.
saying. Yes.
Yeah, because I'm in a government job, so that is why maybe I'm so confidently saying all this. But sometimes,
Plus, if I'm not
nowadays,
very wrong, don't government jobs give you childcare leaves, CCLs?
no, no.
You don't get
No,
that. Okay, all right.
no.
I actually
We
know
don't
this one
get that.
government
And
teacher. She gets it. So yeah. Wow.
okay, so no, it's not available as of now. But
Hmm.
sometimes, even nowadays, my parents actually they are living with me and they are taking care of my baby. We have a maid, but my parents are here. So sometimes it
Just
happens
having a
that
maid
my
is not
baby,
very feasible. I'll tell you why. Because somebody needs to
yeah,
supervise them as well. They can be
yeah,
taking care of the kid, and I'm not talking about your maid in general, but this can happen to the working class basically. If you leave the entire
mm-hmm.
house unattended and just with a baby, they can steal things also and you won't notice. Because after an
Yes,
entire day of work, it's not possible for you to count everything in the house. I
and
actually
even if you understand, you cannot
yeah,
say anything because there is no
exactly,
proof,
because
and
there's
you
no
need
proof.
her. Yeah.
Exactly. This is bringing up so many things in me right now. This was the major reason why actually I was abused for more than 6 months by this one maid of mine, okay? Like she used to hit me left, right, and center because of nothing I had done. She was just frustrated with the amount of work she had to do, and she would hit me randomly. And she threatened me saying that if you tell your parents I'm gonna leave and then you're gonna have to live alone, like stay alone when they are at work. And that scared me very much because I was just 6 years old. So then one day, finally, I couldn't take it anymore, and I was crying in this one corner in the room. And my dad saw me. He was like, "What happened?" He got scared. He thought I was sick or something. So then I told him that she hits me every day, and then it was some other level ka drama only. And after that, my
My
father was
God,
like,
why did she do that?
I later on it was realized that she had some mental issues. Like she was properly
My
medically diagnosed.
God.
Okay. So yeah, like you never know with the IR centers, right? They'll send anybody and everybody to
Yeah.
do the work. So my dad was like, you know what? I'm putting an end to this fiasco once and for all. I want to teach her how to stay alone in the house, not to touch the gas, not to let anybody in. She has to do it, otherwise she's going to continue. And that is when he put. My mother was very skeptical. She's like, how will she live alone? My dad was like, no, this stops right here. I'm not letting anybody else touch her, so she stays alone. And I actually started staying alone when I was in the second standard, and it was scary in the beginning. I'm not lying, but then I got used to it. So yeah, that's why it's very good your parents are living with you, because at least there's somebody to supervise the maid, if not anything else. It's very important nowadays.
Yeah. But all my colleagues, they say that you are very fortunate that your parents are living with living with you, because in their houses, there are only maids and the baby. So both the
Same
husband and
situation,
wife, they are
right?
outside because of work.
Yes.
So yeah, they are very worried actually.
Mm, they should be like nowadays. All sorts of news is coming up about babies and maids and missing kids and everything. So it's a very scary situation to be in, honestly, as a parent. But if you have somebody trusted, somebody like your own parents at home to take care, it's the best thing. Like, obviously,
Yeah.
not the best thing. The best thing is you. The second best thing to you.
No,
So
it's
yeah.
best thing for us actually.
Yes.
Because sometimes, I just forget to call sometimes because I'm busy
Uh,
at work, and maybe in the afternoon, maybe I remember that, oh, I haven't called today. So then I call. So I am relaxed because of my parents. I know that they are taking good care of him. There is no need for me to call every day. Even if I do not call, he will be taken care of by them. But sometimes it happens that when I leave, sometimes he wakes up and he doesn't want me to leave. So what I do, I just take him with me up to a certain distance, and like the bus stop, and then my mother or my father goes with
they
me.
accompany you
So
and then they
then
take him back.
they take him back, and I just go to my office.
Mm.
So yeah.
This is like, it's very heartbreaking, I would say. I mean, isn't it sad to leave your kid and go to work every day? My God.
Yeah.
Like my
Yes.
sister, she's not even married. She has this pet dog, okay? And every day she leaves for work, the dog just starts to howl and cry and like do whatnot. And she's like, I don't want to go to work. She's crying again. And my aunt is like, you have to go, come on. I am here with her. But then it's just that if somebody is waiting for you like that at home, it's difficult to work sometimes.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So, Miss Jaya, much improvement from yesterday. I think it's because of the practice thing. You rarely broke eye contact, smiled throughout as usual, and the filler words were also a bit less. I was happy to see that. Okay,
Thank
so
you.
let's maintain this first. All right, this is the more
Hmm.
important part because see, your vocabulary is not something I'm very concerned with right now. You are pretty good at it. You have to keep improving, obviously, but it's in a standard position. The first thing we have to focus on is the filler word part, and that was like reduced to a considerable extent today. I was happy to see that. Okay, please maintain this. That's the only thing I'll tell you today.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
all
Yeah.
right. Any questions that you would like to ask me? Please go ahead.
Yeah. So actually, my subscription is going to end soon, and I don't think I will take another subscription. Maybe I will
Okay,
take it later. But one thing I
okay.
really want to say to you that I think you are one of the best teachers that I have on Englishyaari, and I find like the words that you use, the way you talk, I find it really fascinating. So someday I really want to speak like you, to be able to speak like you.
Well, I'll tell you a little secret since you're gonna leave us soon. Okay, I read a lot. I'm not even kidding. I really read a lot. Okay. Like if I could show you my table right now, you would understand it's just piles and piles of books and story books at that. This is again something I have to thank my parents for. Ever since I was really small, they bought me those, short story books of Cinderella, Snow White, and everything. And I was so mesmerized with it, I could just sit with hours for books and nothing else. So, if you can, please inculcate this habit in your kid as well. Trust me, there's nothing better of an entertainment source than books. Okay, that is
Yes.
one. And even you could try reading. There are so many wonderful books out there. If you actually want to start with something easy but very heartwarming, you could start with this one book called A Man Called Ove. Okay, I'll write it there in the chat box. It's a beautiful book. So I finished it and it's a novel, so maybe it will take a little time, but it's worth it. Okay, the author's name is Friedrich Brackman. Right.
Yeah.
Do give this a try. Okay, if you find the ebook on Amazon, Kindle, wherever, just read this. You'll really love the story. Okay. Thank you so
Yes.
much,
Oh,
Miss
thank
Jaya.
you.
See you soon again. Take care. Even if I don't get to see you, I wish you all the best in life. Okay? Take
Thank
care.
you.
And always keep
Same to
smiling
you,
like this. You
ma'am.
have a lovely smile. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye
Bye bye.
bye. Take care.
Yeah.